Without their coach, a team that was eager to remember and honour the passing of Bob Woolmer.
I can't explain my words, my emotion in the words, because the words are cheaper and the man has got a big prize. So that guy was extremely one of the best guy I come across. Lovely man, humble man, and as I said, I haven't got any words to say anything, because you can't explain how good he was as a coach and as a human being.
Yet they possess a captain in Akmal Haq that decided to put his own concerns and future above those of Woolmer's family and the cricketing world by announcing his retirement from the Pakistan captaincy and one-day cricket just hours after his coach had died.
Yes, it does look like a bad time, but I had already decided what I was going to do. I had a very strong emotional attachment with the coach, and I have myself felt very bad, but I had decided to announce this anyway.
In accordance with Jamaican law, a coroner's inquest is to be held and an autopsy will take place at the University Hospital of the West Indies, where Woolmer's body lays in rest. That will reveal the cause of death. However, the Pakistan Cricket Board insists that actions will only be taken with the blessing of his family, wife Jill and sons Dale and Russell. The police say initial investigations into the circumstances surrounding Woolmer's death haven't revealed anything suspicious. However, scene of crime officers continue to work between the hospital and the Pegasus Hotel in Kingston. Pakistan are now out of the World Cup, having lost both their matches to host West Indies and unexpectedly against Ireland on Saturday. Yet they are still obliged to play their final match against Zimbabwe.
We are playing just sake of Bob, and we giving that game to Bob, and because the way he has the passion for the game, that's why we're just playing. And the guy, I don't think so that they're gonna come out that quickly from that biggest incident.
Inzamam will lead Pakistan for the final time on Wednesday. However, the world's focus will remain on remembering the life of Bob Woolmer, whose life was cut short, aged 58. Adam Leventhal, Sky Sports, Kingston, Jamaica.
Woolmer made his name as a player with Kent, and there have been tributes to him from fans there today.
Very sad, yes, great shock to him, because he wasn't particularly old, only 58 I think. I remember him very fondly.
Extremely sad. I've not actually met him, but I did sympathise when he was the coach of in Pakistan, and I've always admired him tremendously. A great loss for Kent and the English cricket world.
A great loss to the cricket world, both here and in other parts of the country.
But it's a team game, and you need dignity to play well, and I think he really was an example of that.
Australia coach John Buchanan and captain Ricky Ponting have also paid tribute to Woolmer.
Absolutely well regarded by everybody, and from the coaching perspective, I think he's certainly left a huge legacy that we could all follow. So, as I said, from I think all of us involved in cricket, it's a very, very sad day, and very shocked to hear the news.
As John said, he's moved around the world really coaching cricket teams, county cricket in South Africa, and obviously finishing up with Pakistan. But just back up everything that John says, for me personally as a player and captain of this team, we just pass on all our condolences to the Woolmer family and everybody that he's come in touch with over the years.
Well, also in the Caribbean today, Andrew Flintoff will face the media this afternoon. We're around about 2:30, we reckon, for the first time since he was sacked as England's vice-captain. Paul McCarthy from the People newspaper believes that Flintoff would have faced a sterner punishment and more widespread condemnation if he were a footballer.
A lot of people in cricket will say, oh, this is a little fuss and nonsense over nothing, very much along the lines of what Ian Botham said. Well, if they were in football, there would be calls for the whole squad to be dragged home by now. Can you imagine if it was Wayne Rooney and in a football World Cup getting up to the same kind of things? There'd be question in the house, and that's something that cricket can be sort of slightly pleased about, that they don't have the high profile. Whenever Ian Botham writes in the Daily Mirror, I read it avidly because I think he gives a great insight. But on this one, I'm not too sure whether there would be many people who agree with Ian, in as much as his argument is the only crime that Freddie and the rest of the players committed was actually being caught. Now, 28 hours before a game. I mean, listen, Ian Botham was a genius with both bat and ball, one of my great cricketing heroes. And if he wanted to live his life like that, okay, you know, who's going to begrudge him that because of what he produced on the pitch? But if he thinks that, you know, in this age of, you know, mobile phones with cameras on and people are going to escape the attentions like he probably escaped the attentions, then I'm afraid, you know, he's missing the point somewhat.
Well, India are looking to bounce back from defeat to Bangladesh in the World Cup today. They face Bermuda, including the giant that is Dwayne Leverock, in Port of Spain. Our man Ian Bishop is there. Ian?
We've already had one or two upsets in this tournament already. 2 days ago here at the Queen's Park Oval, Bangladesh defeated India. Now I've got two guests with me at the moment. David Lloyd of England to my left, and Laxman Sivaramakrishnan, the former Indian leg spinner, is with me as well. And Laxman, my first question to you is, what is the reaction at home to India's defeat to Bangladesh on Saturday?
Unbelievably bad. I mean, one thing with India is they're over-emotional. They don't have a balance of emotions. They overhype the team. Before coming here, everyone in India believed that India can win the World Cup, and the first match they lost, the houses are being stoned, effigies are being burned. So that's not the way to react. This is the time when the team needs support. And when things are going bad, they've got to say, we can still do it. But the things that back home, it doesn't look too good for the players. That's going to put a lot of pressure on the players now. From now on, this match against Bermuda is a very significant one because they've got to catch more the net run rate. So what's happening back home, I hope, does not play on the mind of the players. They've got to be strong, they've got to be focused and look forward to win all these games.
You've stressed on a good point there, what they've got to be. Can they handle this?
Well, I think the players are looking a little nervous at the moment, just having a chat with a couple of them. They are looking a little nervous at the moment. They'd like to have a good game here. If they win this game and make up the net run rate and get close to Sri Lanka, I think they'll be a lot more relieved. And the belief that they can beat Sri Lanka will come thereon.
Thank you very much for those thoughts. David, are we expecting an